when there is a sudden loud explosion. It is followed by an earthquake, and the ground starts to quiver. The group disperses as the wall starts to move more violently. The image suddenly changes to the other side, revealing the huge Titan. He lets out a loud cry before kicking the wall. Officers of the law stand in awe of the beast, but there is nothing they can do to stop it. The Titan breaks through the wall, and smoke can be seen flowing from him as he does so. The residents soon saw a large number of these things making their way into the city. The troops fire cannonballs at the animals, but they don't seem to have much, if any, impact on them. The wounds caused by the weapons seem to heal quickly, indicating that they have significant regeneration powers. As the Titans proceed to demolish homes and kidnap as many people as they can, everyone flees for their lives. Armin gets bewildered in the crowd, while Eren and Mikasa retreat in the direction of the town church, where many are fleeing the enemy. Mikasa spots a child resting on the ground, about to be run over by the crowd. The youngster is still quite young. She then attempts to save the child, but she gets separated from Eren in the process. Eren is dragged inside the church, but as soon as they do, the other guests close the door behind them, preventing anyone else from entering. Eren stares from the chapel window as a Titan woman with fearsome teeth approaches his dearest friend. Mikasa realizes there is nothing further she can do, so she lowers her head and gives up trying to find a way out of her dilemma. At that moment, everyone in the church recoiled in astonishment due to a loud explosion. Eren looks out the window again, but Mikasa and the Titan are no longer visible. He sets out into the world in quest of Mikasa, but all he finds are the ruins of the city where he once lived. When Eren eventually turns around, he finds the creatures attacking the church and eating everyone imprisoned within. He walks through the city ruins for no apparent purpose. Move 2 years forward in time. Everyone who survived the Titan's most recent assault and made it out alive has migrated to the city's central section. The military is now preparing to recapture the surrounding region. When a huge number of refugees moved into the inner district, farming in the outer district ceased. If things continue as they are, everyone will starve to death. If they wish to live, they only have one option: grab control of the surrounding territory and repair the break in the wall. Kubel commands the army's whole force of troops. He gives an emotional speech to the warriors before leading a young lady named Hans up onto the podium. She is in charge of the weapon that the team employs. Hans shows them a new piece of equipment that, according to her, will help them in their fight against the Titans, since it enables them to go in any direction. However, she inadvertently does damage to her own people. The picture then turns to Eren and Armin marching among other soldiers. The troops want to commence their attack on the surrounding territory. While the Titans slumber for the night, they want to close the entrance to the city used by the Titans so that no more may enter. They will then be able to destroy the remaining enemies and retake their area. Because the monsters can hear disturbances, Hans encourages everyone to move carefully and quietly. The door leading to the outer area opens, and military trucks with personnel drive away soon after. The captain instantly screams at them to stop the cars as they continue to go forward since he sees them doing so. The troops take their time looking around, but all they see are cows wandering freely around the city. One of them, Hyana, hears the baby sobbing and chooses to explore what's going on despite the threat it brings to her. Eren chases the girl, and the two of them finally end up in a rundown house together. They can hear the sound more clearly as they go further into the cave. Hyana is suddenly smacked in the face with something sticky. When they look up, they are startled to see a massive newborn Titan eating a human. When the newborn is thrown on the ground in front of them, it instantly starts crying. The troops are terrified by the loudness, but the commander instructs them to keep quiet so as not to draw any Titans to their position. A gigantic hand leaps out of nowhere and instantly grabs the captain. As a consequence of the Titans regaining awareness, a gigantic beast pursues Eren and Hyana as they make their way toward the other members of the group. They start walking back to their automobiles, but their leader, Kubel, detects a threat and snatches the vehicle and their guns before escaping. Hans directs the group from inside the van to travel to a nearby abandoned building. The troops rush towards the structure, but the Titans have already surrounded them, making escape impossible. They had almost given up hope when Shikishima, a Titan killer and leader of the Scout Regiment, came before them out of nowhere. He may dispatch the Titans while they are in flight by using a throwing weapon that targets a vulnerable place behind their necks. Shikishima has a buddy who is as skilled and capable as him. When a Titan is defeated, its body simply crumbles and disappears. Eren is taken aback when he finally sees Shikishima's companion and learns it is Mikasa. This information has entirely caught him by surprise. But Mikasa ignores her long-term friend and instead looks at Shikishima, who is doing the same to her. The guards then followed the two people up to the building. It has been revealed that Kubal has asked Shikishima for help in accomplishing the task. Shikishima was the one who saved Mikasa's life that day, and he also taught her how to face the Titans. Mikasa has seen firsthand how tough life can be, and as a consequence, she no longer wants to associate with the people she formerly knew. After some time has passed, a soldier thinks Eren is to blame for putting everyone in danger by bringing the Titans to them. They instantly start fighting, but Mikasa quickly stops them. Shikishima inquires about Eren's identification before bringing him away for a one-on-one talk to illustrate how far he has come. Eren tells Shikishima that he wants to learn how to slaughter Titans, and that he feels the monsters are to blame for their present condition. Shikishima chuckles at him and says that it wasn't the Titans' fault that they were in this situation. Rather, it was the humans' fault. They were too afraid to fight, which was what got them into this situation in the first place. Following that, he says something insulting to Eren, dubbing him a coward. Shikishima instructs Eren to let go of his anxieties and fight the Titans for his freedom. Eren goes hunting for Mikasa and finds her playing a broken-down piano. Despite the fact that he is making attempts to reconcile with her, Mikasa does not seem to care. She states that when the child she was caring for died, she transformed into a new person. Mikasa then shows everyone a bite mark that was left on her body as a consequence of the Titan's attack. Shikishima ultimately emerges and expresses his feelings for Mikasa by gifting her with an apple straight from his hand. Eren, who is in a terrible temper, rushes outside and shrieks in pain. The one and only lady he ever loved, for whom he sought revenge against the Titans, is no longer the same. Hyana meets Eren at the same time and tries to lift his spirits. When they returned inside, another couple was already making out right next to them. Eren bursts into tears after learning from Hyana that her daughter has returned to the ghetto. After that, she manipulates Eren by imposing herself on him and trying to capture his affections. They are forced to stop their advance, however, when a giant eye peering through a window catches their attention. They don't have much time to think about it because of the surprising way it pulls Hyana's lips together. Eren cringes as the beast devours one of his closest friends. A large number of Titans are approaching the building. Soldiers like Shikishima and Mikasa, among others, wear their gear and engage in battle with the Titans. Shikishima and Mikasa manage to kill the bulk of them, but since this is their first battle, many more are hurt. Kubal asks that everyone keep the bombs safe. At the same time, the couple who had been kissing is attacked, and the male partner is slain during the battle. The woman is inconsolable at learning of her boyfriend's death, and she makes a solemn commitment to seek vengeance on his killer. Then we see the individual holding the gadget get into a vehicle and drive away, following the loss of her spouse, carrying the explosives and detonating them. She grabs the steering wheel and races at the Titan who killed her lover. The Titan loses both of his legs to the explosion as a consequence of her strike. However, since the Titan's legs regenerate so quickly, this tactic is rendered useless. You will only be able to kill them if you hit them in their weak spots. Eren is still perched atop the building, and no one has yet defeated the Titans with his help. He remembers what Shikishima said earlier and resolves to attack them with the springs as his primary weapon. He has considerable trouble at first, but with Shikishima's help, he is finally successful in making his first kill, but then he loses his balance and flies directly into the teeth of another Titan. Eren loses a leg when the Titan eats it off, but he escapes damage due to the fact that he leaped onto the roof. Armin is trying to flee when he is suddenly snatched by a Titan. Just before the Titan is about to devour the guy whole, his buddies come to his aid. Eren continues to help his friend, despite the fact that he is in a lot of pain. He drags himself to the building's edge and rushes into the monster's jaws, holding them open with his body. Armin is saved at the last possible moment, just before he is about to fly into the monster's gaping jaws. Eren, on the other hand, falls into the Titan's stomach and is swallowed by it. He is interred among the bodies of Hyana and numerous other people. Mikasa and the others are standing on a roof when Armin informs her about Eren's death. Mikasa is unable to hide her emotions, and it is clear that she is disturbed as a consequence of what she has heard. She charges towards the Titans, killing each and every one of them as she collides with them. However, she runs out of gas in the middle of the race and falls to the ground. Mikasa is prepared to suffer the same fate as Eren, who was killed by the Titan that ate him previously. However, a hand seems to emerge from the creature's lips. In a short time, his body will burst, and another Titan will be found hidden inside him. The new Titan engages in a fight with other Titans of the same sort, eliminating them one by one. Those members of the military who are still alive are taken aback when it is revealed that Eren is, in fact, the next Titan. The Titan then rushes up to the building, having killed everyone else first. Eren seems to have no memory of who he is and kills everyone he comes across. The troops leave in terror, with Mikasa the only one who stays behind and screams Eren's name. He does not stop, though, and seizes her. The more he looks at her, the more his memories resurface, and he realizes she is Mikasa. He then succumbs to his injuries and falls to earth with the rest of the Titans. Mikasa slashes him open at the most susceptible area, and the human form of Eren emerges from the beast. Everyone was terrified when they realized that he had grown his leg back thanks to the creature's ability to heal itself. Eren's awareness is gradually returning, and the last Titan has been defeated.